All right, so today we're going to work on throwing and catching using the proper overhand throw. And for the catching, we're going to use the proper catching above the waist and below the waist. So if you have different objects at home, stuffed animals, you can make different objects. This is a sock with some stuffing in it with a rubber band. This is a bean bag. We have just a stuffed dice. We have all sorts of things in this bag. I'm sure you can find something at home that you can use to catch and throw with. So we're picking 10 items for the game we're going to play after we practice the cues for throwing. So this is our demonstrator today. Izzy. So Izzy or Isabella is going to help us. Okay. If you have just a carpet at home, that works. We're going to use an exercise mat as well. I put one on top of the other, but all you need is one. Or just anything that can be just a little area where the person has to stand on or in. So what we're going to do is practice the throwing first. So I'll use the ball for this one.
Okay.
The proper throwing cues are going to be ear, step, throw, follow through. Okay, and it looks like this. So Izzy's going to grab it with her dominant hand. Okay, so for her, it's going to be her. Which hand is it?
My dominant hand is my right hand.
Good, so she's going to hold it with her right. And then when she steps, she's going to step with the opposite foot, okay?
Left foot.
Good, so it'd be her left foot. So when I say ear, she's going to bring it across from her ear. Not right on her ear, but across from her ear. Good? And then when I say step, she's going to step with the opposite foot. And when I say throw, she's going to throw. And when I say follow through, she's going to follow through. All right, ready? Ear, step, throw, follow through. Perfect. All right, and let's try it again. Ear, step, throw, follow through. Perfect. See how her arm comes across her body when she throws, gives her some velocity. And also, if you guys are throwing for farther distance, stepping with that opposite foot is going to allow you to twist your body to give you more strength to throw it farther. That's what I try to teach the kids. A lot of my students like to step with the same foot, and it may be a little more accurate, but you're not going to be able to throw as far because your body can't twist as far. So stepping with that opposite foot allows you to twist your body and really throw far. Okay, we're working on shorter distance today, but if you are outside, you can work on farther distances if you'd like. So what we're going to do next is we are going to practice the little game, okay? So for the game, I'm going to start on the mat as the catcher, and she's going to be the thrower over here. So we'll give her 10 objects, and it's up to you to decide how far you want the distance to be, okay? So depending on the student's skill level, Isabella could probably go farther, but for demonstration purposes, we're only going to go about 6-7 feet, okay? So she's going to be the thrower, so go ahead, Isabella, pick your first item you want to throw. Okay, and you can start with cues, and then you can kind of take them away as you go. She is going to try to give me a good enough throw to where I can catch it, and then if I do catch it, if it's a good enough throw to where I catch it, I'll put it on the mat or the carpet, and that'll count as a point. If it's off target, too far, too short, or to the left or right, and I'm unable to catch it, then it doesn't count as a point. I put it off the mat or carpet, okay? So go ahead, stand up, stand up, stand up, okay? And ear, step, throw, follow through. Perfect, so that's a point. Okay, so go ahead, pick your next object. There's no further back because the couch is in the way. So ear, ear, step, throw, follow through. And if I don't catch it, okay, or if it was off target, then it wouldn't be a point. I'll put it off the mat or carpet, okay? So go ahead, pick up another one. All right, and now I might take away a cue. Maybe I'll say, okay, so go ahead and you start. And go ahead. Good, so she did all the cues. She stepped, she put it to her, or she put it to her ear, she stepped, she threw, she followed through. I caught it, that's a point. And it's up to you. If you want to take away a point if they don't hit a certain cue, then that's okay too. So say she picks up a ball and she steps with the same foot, go ahead and step with your right foot. All right, and even though it's on target, if she stepped with the wrong foot, it's up to you. You could decide, okay, well, you didn't step with the right foot, so we're gonna take a point away. But you know, if that's gonna cause issues with the student, then sometimes just say, okay, well, that was a good throw, we'll give you a point, but this time make sure you step with the opposite foot. All right, and good. Oh, so it's off target. I like how you did that for demonstration purposes. No point. Okay, so
that was not on
once
purpose.
you go through all,
That was not on purpose.
once you go through all of the objects, then you count up your points, okay? So say we did all of ours, 1, 2, 3, 3 points. And give a high five, good job. And now we're gonna work on our catching. Okay, so catching, the cues are pretty simple for catching. So go ahead, Isabella, now you're on the mat or carpet, good. And we're gonna work on catching. So it's good to have different objects for this because it's gonna be a little more difficult to catch. It'll be difficult to go from a dice to a stuffed animal to a ball. If you wanna keep it easier, you could keep it consistent with the same ball, or you can switch it up. So we're gonna switch it up. All right, so if the ball is thrown above the waist, you usually want your thumbs together, okay? If it's up high, like a pop-up in baseball, you look through the glass to try to catch it. You always keep your eye on the ball. Those are pretty much the only cues that I give when it comes to catching. It just takes a lot of practice catching yourself, catching with a partner. We're gonna start with a short distance. So I'm gonna give her some underhand throws to start, okay? So you ready? Okay, here we go, because I like to make sure my partner's ready so I don't catch her off guard. And I throw it, perfect, and she puts it on the mat. All right, here comes another underhand. Good, and put it on the mat. Okay, now I'm gonna give her a low one, so she's gonna want her pinkies together. Good, see how her hands went down like this, pinkies came together, and she's able to catch it, good job. Now say she drops it, go ahead and drop this one. All right, that's no point, she puts it off the mat. Good job. And then if it's too easy, then we can increase the distance. Because we're inside, we're not gonna really be able to do that. Yeah, you can step back a little bit, that's good. And now I'm gonna give an overhand, it's gonna be a little harder. Okay, good. And that's a point. And here we go. Ear, step, throw. And you can remind them what the cues are for throwing as you're throwing. Okay, and then maybe we'll do one more. We'll do one more. Ready? Underhand, and it's a high one. Good job. And point. So then you count them up.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points.
6 points. Good job. Give your partner a high five. And then you can rotate and do it again. So that's kind of a little easy game you can do in the house for catching and throwing. Just remember the throwing cues: ear, step, throw, follow through. That's what I use with my students. Other people have different cues they use. If it works, then go ahead and use them, but those are what I use. And for catching, thumbs together above the waist, pinkies together below the waist. And if you need to do some physical prompts, come over here, Isabella.
Okay.
If you have more than one person working together, you can come over here. And if you're working on throwing, you can actually put hand over hand. So turn around. You can put hand over hand. Sometimes I have to hold the elbow for some of my students just to remind them to throw it at the ear level. So little physical prompts can also help. All right. Thank you for watching, and good job, Isabella.